Hey there everyone, how's it going? I am not yet out of my bobble stitch bubble, so this week also I'm gonna show you another beautiful pattern using the bobble stitch. But I thought of doing something different this time. In all of my previous videos, I've shown you a small practice swatch that you can increase till you reach the desired dimensions, right? But in this video, I'm gonna make the whole blanket on camera and go through each and every step in detail. So my plan is to make an alphabet baby blanket, and for that I'm gonna make rectangles of capital K's alphabets and then stitch them together just like you stitch together granny squares. So in this series I will be showing you how to make capital letter alphabets from A to Z, and then also show you how it looks when it's all stitched up and ready to go. That sounds like so much fun, doesn't it? Well, I am really so very excited for this project. For this pattern, I'm gonna be using my favorite yarn Feels Like Butter from Lion brand, and trust me, I can go on and on about the wonders of this yarn, but let's keep that discussion for another day. I would surely recommend you to go ahead and try this out, and you are gonna love it as much as I do. For this project, I'm gonna be using two colors. First one is the charcoal, that's for the body, and then I'm gonna be using seafoam for the borders. I actually wanted to make this blanket in a cute pink color, but then I have a lot of this colored yarn. So for this pattern today, it's gonna be charcoal and seafoam, but I'm still gonna go ahead and make another variation of the same pattern in pink. I can't just get enough of the bobble stitch, right? The hook that goes along with it is 5.0 millimeter, but if you're used to a very loose tension, you can go up to 4.5 or even 4, but take your call with whatever you are comfortable. A pair of scissors and a tapestry needle are the essential things for any crochet project, so keep them handy as well. Keeping the time factor in mind, I will be showing you maybe 2 or 3 alphabets in one video, so make sure to subscribe to my channel Yarnoculus so you are notified as soon as I publish the next parts. So grab your yarn and join me in making this cute little alphabet baby blanket using the bobble stitch. Alright, for the alphabet A, let's start with a slip knot. And we need to do 14 chain stitches as your foundation chain. So let's go ahead and do 14 chain stitches. 3, 12, 13 and 14. That's your foundation chain. Now for row number 2, all you're gonna do is skip the first stitch from the hook and do a single crochet in every stitch starting from the second stitch. So just a regular single crochet all across this row, and at the end of this row you're gonna get 13 single crochets. At the end of row 2, chain 1, turn your work. For rows number 3 and 4, again you're gonna do the same thing as row number 2, that's single crochet in every stitch. So go ahead and do rows number 3 and 4, which is gonna be single crochet in every stitch. At the end of row number 4, chain 1, turn your work, and let's do row number 5. Row number 5 is where the actual action begins. So for row number 5, First thing you need to do is do 3 single crochets, and then you need to do 1 bobble stitch. So a bobble stitch is 5 double crochets all together in the same stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop. Do this for a total of 5 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last time, that's 5. Now yarn over and pull through all the loops that you have on the hook. Tighten your tension a little bit and do a single crochet in the next stitch to put this bobble into place. That's how you get a bobble stitch. So that's 1 single crochet that you have done after the bobble stitch, and we need to do a total of 5 single crochets here. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. After 5 single crochets, you're gonna do a bobble stitch again. That's 5 double crochets all together in the same stitch, just like we did earlier. Yarn over, pull through all, tighten your grip a little bit and put it in place with a single crochet in the next stitch. And after the bobble stitch, you would be left with 3 single crochets to end this row. That was row number 5. For row number 6, chain 1, turn your work, and you can see your cute little bobbles here. For row number 6, all you have to do is a single crochet all across this row. So do a single crochet in every stitch for row number 6. Once you are done with row number 6, repeat rows 5 and 6 for another 4 times, which means you will get these bobbles at the exact same places for 4 more times, which is a total of 5 times. So you're gonna repeat rows 5 and 6 until you reach the end of row number 14, wherein rows 5, 7, 9, 11 and 13 would be identical. That's 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 5 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch and 3 single crochets. That's gonna be your odd rows, whereas your even rows, which are rows 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14, are just gonna be rows of single crochet all across. Do that and meet me when you have just finished row number 14. So this is how nice and beautiful my A or half of my A looks till now. And if you do not want to remember the row numbers, an easier way of remembering how many repetitions you got to do is that for the legs of A, you need 5 of these bobble stitch rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's where you know you have to stop. And the last row of single crochets that you did would be row number 14. For row number 15, chain 1 and turn and start with 3 single crochets again. And after that, do a bobble stitch. and a single crochet, bobble stitch again, followed by a single crochet and a bobble stitch, single crochet, followed by the last bobble stitch. And then you're gonna end this row with 3 single crochets. So on this row we had to do 4 bobble stitches. So you did a bobble stitch followed by a single crochet 4 times till you reached here, and then 3 single crochets. Now row number 16, as you know, is just a row of single crochets. So chain 1 and do single crochets all across this row. Chain 1 at the end of row number 16, turn your work. For row number 17, your pattern is gonna be same as row number 5, which would be 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 5 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch and 3 single crochets. So let's do that. Let's do 3 single crochets, 3, 1 bobble stitch, 5 single crochets, one bobble stitch, followed by 3 last single crochets. For row number 18, chain 1, turn your work, and as you must have guessed by now, this would be just a row of single crochets all across. So let's do that. Once you're done with row number 18, row number 19 and 20 are gonna be exactly identical to 17 and 18, which means chain 1, turn your work and repeat row number 17 here for row number 19 and repeat row number 18 for row number 20. So row number 19 is gonna be 3 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch, 5 single crochets, 1 bobble stitch and 3 single crochets, and row number 20 is gonna be a row of single crochets all across. Do that and I'm gonna meet you at the end of row number 20. Now for row number 21, chain 1 and turn, and on row number 21 we're gonna start with 4 single crochets, do a bobble stitch, followed by 3 single crochets, and then a bobble stitch, and you're gonna end this row with 4 single crochets. And for row number 22, just do a row of single crochets in every stitch across. Chain 1, turn your work, and for row number 23 start with 5 single crochets. And then you're gonna do 2 bobble stitches one after the other, separated by a single crochet. So it's my first bobble stitch, single crochet into the next, and do a bobble stitch in the next stitch. and you're gonna end this row with 5 single crochets. Chain 1 and go ahead and do row number 24, which is a row of single crochets all across, and notice how beautiful the letter A is looking at this point of time. And to complete this alphabet, you're gonna do another couple rows of single crochets, which is gonna be your row 25 and 26. So do that and I'll meet you at the end of row number 26. I'm done with my alphabet A, and the last thing that I did was 2 rows of single crochets that were rows 25 and 26. So at the end of row number 26, this is how my work looks. Before going ahead, I see that my edges out here, the left side and the right side, are pretty rough. So before I do the blue colored border, I think I should do one more row of the gray colored border, or rather even 2 rows, which would give my border a really nice clean finish. So I'm gonna do 2 more rows on either sides of this of just single crochet, and that is totally optional. If you wish, you can skip directly to the blue border as well. If you are doing the 2 rows, make sure that both sides have equal number of stitches so it aligns perfectly with other blocks when you stitch everything together. So let me make these 2 rows and we will do the final blue border next to finish off this block. Once I added the couple rows on the right and the left hand side, my A looks really nice and clean and my borders are smooth, but I need to add 2 more rows of this blue color so it looks even better. And then this granny square would be complete, or rather this is a granny rectangle, but this part, that is the A motif, would be complete. For my work, I got 25 single crochets on either sides, that's right hand side and left hand side, and 13 single crochets on the top and the bottom. And this is what I'm gonna maintain for all of my blocks, because when I stitch it together I need to have an exact count of my stitches. So time to put the final 2 rows of the border. So go ahead and attach the blue color on one of the corners. And I'm gonna work all through the 4 sides, maintaining the stitch count just like I have it for the gray color. So one single crochet in each stitch. When you hit the corner, just do 2 chain stitches and continue in the next single crochet. So do this all around your work, and I'm gonna meet you when I'm done with all 4 sides of this motif. Alright, this is how my A motif looks after the 2 rows of blue colored border. Just like this block, rest of the blocks are also gonna have 25 stitches on either sides and 13 stitches at the top and the bottom, else they will not align correctly when you stitch them together. I'm gonna stop here for today, but promise to be back very soon with the pattern for rest of the alphabets. Thanks a zillion for spending your valuable time with me today, and please subscribe to my channel Yarnoculus so you don't miss any of my videos, and especially the pattern for rest of the bobble stitch alphabets, which will be published very soon. Till we meet again, take care, stay safe, and as always, happy crocheting.